What's up, guys? So, let's take a look at the progress that we have made so far. As we'll put that on. Excuse me. Oh, man. Would have gone live sooner, but you know, getting pretty tired, so hopefully it won't be too long before I can go to bed. So this is the back, the upper back. When it is strapped up and when I've got the elastic straps on, where it's going to go from here to the, to the side here, it's gonna, it's gonna fit a little better. But as it stands, let's see if I can hold this thing in the right spot. Yeah, so it looks like I underestimated the size that it needs to be, but that's okay. I think I can salvage it by extending one or two of the things, even if it's just the straps that are extended. Let's get my music going. Don't forget there are things in the description, like channels that you may enjoy. The Art of War by Sunzi. There's always the link to Discord if you want to show off your stuff, or even become part of the conversation, or anything like that. Oh, is that right? Oh, I mean, I guess you're right. I suppose I'm more or less just saying it for the sake of not making the future people wait. Although I say that like, people are going to watch it in the future. LOL. Like, good joke, bro. Okay, I suppose we could just real quick put it on. Not the back, but just to show the people watching it later. Let's see. That one. And that one. So, sooner or later, we're going to have ourselves a full suit of armor. Happens every time? Yeah, I know. Force the habit. I've been trying though. Like, I don't do sound tests anymore. Sorry, I'll adjust that later. Alright, so essentially what I need for my abdomen is just my place I'm going to be working on and some wire. There it is. Yeah, I suppose so. The trouble is that I really can't be bothered to do any work that I'm not going to get paid for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind making a lantern and stuff like that, but, I made that one there, the one, with the two-prong stand, and I don't think it's ever going to get sold. In fact, I actually really have to address the price on my video. It says $250, but there's no way I can sell it for that little. That's the appropriate price, but I really need to stop selling myself short and actually sell that shit for more. I need to up that price to at least $500, just to make some money off of it. go ahead and make this a little longer. I actually haven't been inside the house since I got home. I should probably let them know I'm home. I'll be right back, guys. I'm just gonna get a water and let them know I'm home real fast. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I think that would be really fun. Certainly really fun. Alright. Okay. Gotta straighten it out first. Come on. Come on. There we go. You know, Brian King, I was thinking... I've been thinking about it for a while. But every so often I get comments on my, auditor, critiquing videos, and not so much my audits, but certainly my critiquing videos. I was thinking about actually putting all of those on private and just letting that part of my life go into the abyss, because so much has changed since then. I don't even feel the same way as when I did those videos anymore, so I really think that I might just go ahead and make them private. Alright, so let's see, what do I want to do here? I'm going to want it to be at least okay. So this is going to be kind of up here a bit. I guess that would be an alright spot. Maybe a little lower. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. We're all busy. I'm doing alright. It seems like every so often I gotta stay off of freaking Facebook. Ever since that Chappelle Sticks and Stones came out, no, it wasn't even that, right? That was just part of it, right? Ever since the Straight Pride Parade came out, and the way the LGBT community reacted to the Straight Pride Parade, I think I might change my stance to anti-LGBT. I am convinced now And I've been convinced for a long time that the LGBT community is just a hate group. That's all they are. They're just a hate group. They may have started out as something good, as something nice, but they're not that anymore. Anything that can't take a joke is tyrannical and doesn't deserve any kind of positive attention. So I think I'm going to take a stance for the right thing and say that the LGBT community is just a hate group. That's all it is. It's all they hate. That's all it is. And it's the T's fault too. You know, jumping on the backs of all the hardworking gay people and lesbians that fought for our rights, and then the T's just jump on board like it doesn't take any kind of effort to actually fight for your rights. All they do is make things worse. Oh yeah? Well then well then we can just stick to the art stuff then. I don't know, it's just been on my mind lately. It's really aggravating just how badly they treat everybody, you know. It's like if straight pride is anti-gay, then gay pride is anti-straight. We'll go ahead and put our foot down and say, look, you know what, if you're gonna have this stupid mentality of us versus them, you know, then I'm gonna tell you, I'm on their side, not the gay, you know, I'm on the gay side, I'm not on the LGBT side. LGBT is just a joke nowadays, you know. You know, ever since they started adding more and more letters, it's just a joke. Anyway, yeah. It's just been on my mind. And I blame the T's. How's the work coming along? Oh, it's coming. I'm just about to start the abdomen here. I just have to find the right measurements and then mirror them. I will say though, I've been neglecting my channel. I still haven't even started working on the bowl video. Where's my ruler? I can find my ruler. That's alright, maybe I'll just use some wire. I sure do. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. Okay. Aye! Hot. I suppose it's not hot enough to burn, but it definitely shocks me every time. So let's do the headdress here. This just needs to be adjusted ever so slightly. In fact, I might do that right now. There, that way it'll stop right where the seam is. So it's actually not this. Oh, it's actually not this part that's stopping it, right? It's the wire under there. Comes in contact with the other side. So let's put one shoulder up. Other shoulder up. There we go. It's hard to find the center of the shoulder. And then boom! So, you know, they'll be connected via straps. It's probably not going to be that small of a gap. It's probably going to be more like that. And then I'll have an elastic strap between them. And then in the back, like that, I'll do the same thing, where it's going to have an elastic strap. Put that away real fast. And here's the back of the torso, where the straps are going to attach. Unfortunately, I guess I should have done back, all the way up here, and have the straps up here, but I didn't want that to just be a flat rectangle, because I knew this was going to be flat. Well, I'm not going to adjust it, but yeah, and eventually I'll figure that out. And then, of course, my headdress. Very exciting. So essentially what I'm making right now is going to be something like a, what do you call those, like a championship belt. Like how it's your hands. Well, thank you. Now, I can't wait for it to be done. I'm going to have to consider doing like clips, making clips to just snap onto my belt for the hip armor, or make some kind of skirt or something like that. Oh, how's my hands? You like it? How's your hands? Okay, my hands are doing okay. They're doing a lot better than they were a few weeks ago. When I'm doing this kind of art, style of working on wire, it is definitely a hell of a lot harder on the hands, but maybe one day I'll have this set where it'll be something like that. Put a hinge, put a hinge here and here, and do something along these lines. And that'll have to, be adjusted to where it'll have some kind of, hinge effect there. Let's see how that would work. I think that would work. Just can't have a crystal there. Yeah, that would work. I really like that though. It would actually stop a sword, I think. I think that would really do some protection there. It wouldn't do a lot, but it would certainly stop a blade, I think. At least enough. No, these are really that's the kind of style that really hurts my hands. Yeah. I always like to cut the ends off because they're so rough. Something else interesting in the news of world news, my life news, my dad's life news, I guess. So my dad was born and raised in a country that no longer exists, right? In the country of Zimbabwe, but he was born in Rhodesia, which is now called Zimbabwe. And the guy my dad fought against in the war between Africa and England at that time, just recently died at 95. So my dad, they got into a civil war over the whites and blacks in power, and the whites weren't giving blacks any power, but there was a good reason for it, because they wanted black people that were not communist to take into power, right? They couldn't find any black people that were willing to run for it that weren't communist, if you get what I'm saying. But at any rate, that guy who won the war spiraled Zimbabwe into to the point of burning their own money instead of buying logs, because it was cheaper to just burn your money than it was to buy timber for your fireplace. They turned what they called Africa's bread box into essentially bread lines, At any rate, so he wound up essentially being overthrown in the last year and a half. And they held, voting and democracy, which, of course, if you understand African culture at all, is pretty much just another word for bloodshed. So when they held the elections, and the guy who's in there now is no better than the guy who was in there before. I'm trying to remember his name. It was Mubabi. I think that was what the name was, and he just sold idiots the same trope we hear in America. If you give me power, then I'll give you power. If I'm elected, or if I'm your leader, then you'll all have money, you'll all have land, you'll all have food. We'll take the money from the rich and give it to you, and their money went from, reasonable economy to trillions. I have a $150 trillion bill in my collection of money from around the world. And so for anybody who thinks that communism is good, socialism is good, we actually have, in my dad's lifetime, a perfect example as to why it will never work. Alright, so I would hate to accentuate my little tubbiness there, but it's going to have to happen for a minute while I adjust the wire here. But definitely, if anybody's interested in Africa, you should take a look at Zimbabwe. In fact, my dad had to have good grades just to stay out of the draft. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna have to try that real quick. should be fine. So it'll have the torso here. And that way, well, maybe I should make it a solid piece before I go making those, You have a friend from Zimbabwe? Yeah, oh. Yeah, it's, I'm sure he fled. If I understand correctly, my uncle, he lives, or did at one point, live in a totally abandoned neighborhood where he, there was no food in the grocery stores, so he had to like grow food in the neighboring houses' lawns and stuff like that, to survive. I had to turn down my music. Give it to Congress as a loan, jeez. Man. Yeah, that's just, just short of hell is where that is. I know, I am a born American, I'm never leaving. Outside of America is absolute hell for Americans. We made the world into what it is today, but we don't get any credit for it. Alright, so it's actually really interesting when, yeah, Brian's here. He's just also working on his stuff too. You should see what Brian King just came out with. I think the picture I have is pretty poor, but I'll just give you guys a little sneak peek. So this is freaking amazing, guys. Take a look at this. I'll try and get it to focus a bit. Look at that, guys. That is a slick knife. And let's take a look at this. Oh, come on. Oh, it's a little blurry, but it's a little blurry, but come on. Maybe that'll help. There we go. I guess you can't really see it, but that's actually a really cool, like, oh, you know what? I have that. I have that somewhere around here. I have it. There it is. So this is like a mosaic here. It needs to focus. Hang on. It's focusing on the reflection. I guess you guys can see that, alright? Oops. But yeah, that's, it's actually, here's the side look for that. That's pretty amazing, Brian King. He's doing all kinds of cool stuff, guys. Like, take a look at that. He's doing, like, resin molds. That looks freaking sick. You need wine? Oh yeah. It's definitely that kind of day. I was just at a place doing some applications and stuff like that, and man, you know, looking for a job is such a pain in the ass. Yeah, me too. I think that one looked really nice. That clear silicone. Alright, so I had to come up with some way for measuring this, so I've adjusted the front to be slightly more square, just like this. So let's see if we can't... I really love this YouTube music, man, every time. I am going to make a real rash decision here and actually turn this around. Looks okay. Kind of messed it up a little bit. Oh, that'd be freaking awesome. Oh, really? Came out a lot better? Yeah, that was looking pretty droopy the first round. Hang on just a second. I gotta remember not to go so quickly, you know, like I'll think ahead like 8-10 steps, you know, but I have to concentrate on the step that's in front of me. Oh man, really struggling with that. Excuse me, man, I cannot wait to go to bed. One second, guys.
Any ideas?
Yellow. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense because it's like, I guess it makes sense because it's not exactly like a cast kind of thing. Ooh. Yeah. You have Flo have to share, yeah. You talking about Florida Hillbilly? Oh, glass for you, Flo bottle for me. Oh. I love me some risata. You know, have you ever heard of risata? It's like an Italian, sweet, what is that called? It's an Italian, I'm trying to remember what it's called. Oh. One moment, guys. Just not dry, yeah. I'm trying to remember as a Merlot. No, whatever the sweet wine is. I'm trying to remember what that's called. It's been a while since I've drank. Man, I'm struggling here. There we go. I guess I see now. Okay, I see now. I gotta put it on this one. Go. Yeah, I really liked that. Yeah, it looked like a really what do you call that? Like an aged, rare dark wood. Looked really beautiful. So I was hearing from G-Tag, right? G-Tag's so cool. So he calls me up to let me know that apparently in this area, the Dallas area, or even in Texas, I guess, I'm not sure, but apparently that's now legal to carry around clubs and brass knuckles and whatnot, among other things. That's kind of exciting. I'm not going to wear mine until I know for sure, but I definitely felt a lot safer when I had my asp. My collapsible baton. Baton! Oh yeah? It actually looked pretty strong. Sherry, huh? I guess not cooking sherry. It's the only way I know sherry. It's the only place I've ever known sherry is in the kitchen. Ah. You know, mine... Yeah, so... Growing up, right, you know, I remember going to Dad's fancy business parties and stuff like that every once in a while, where he'd go, you know, to one of his, like, clients' parties or something like that. Because Dad's not a big socialite. He, you know, he loves nature more than anything. And I remember, you know, sipping my first wine, sipping my first, it's a sweeter wine, and I might like it. Or I will like it. It was my 21st birthday before I saw my dad put anything but wine to his lips. And even then, if he was drinking wine, it was always at like a you know, a fancy dinner kind of thing, and it was never a lot. So growing up, my dad didn't drink like at all. So when he, you know, had the house to himself and he had to, you know, think about whether he was going to throw parties and whatnot or whatever, he actually had to learn how to drink wine. Yeah, like what wines were good and shit like that. And so, you know, his wine cooler or wine preserver or whatever it's called is like full of these dark wines, dark red wines, you know. And none of them look like they'll taste very good at all, you know. I'm just like, dang it. It's just, I don't know, I just felt like sharing that because I remember growing up, yeah, I went to a place called Job Corps where, you know, a bunch of ghetto kids go to school and stuff like that. And they bragged that their dad or somebody in their family would like finish off the last of the beer and then go tell them, their kid, to go to the supermarket and steal beer, to go on a beer run, to go like shoplift. And I'm just like, holy crap, I'm so glad. I was like, I remember calling up my dad being like, you know what, I appreciate you for not being like that. I don't know, just a fun story. I remember doing my drinking young. I started at 16 and really stopped at 17. My brother would throw a, you know, a Dad's Gone party in the house. Yeah. At 10? Woo! Yeah, well, if the guy knew it was for your mom. Yeah, for real. I know the feeling, Brian. You know, like, certainly with my pendants. Like, I don't think I could ever sell that. Maybe one day I'll wear it, but I really like that one. Another one here. That one's another one of my favorites. I like that one because it's got the just simple little rings that dangle on it. I think I am gonna do that though. I've been thinking about it for a while, but I think I'm ready to finally let go of the audit stuff and put it on private. Should be fine. Should be fine. Kind of surprised at how big this is. It's like, is this part really that big? Oh yeah. Yeah, the problem was that YouTube just recently went through a really bad lawsuit about gathering permanent record information on minors. So the problem is selective advertising, and what they do is they gather information on your history, your recommendations, and things of that nature, and they gather that information to select the advertising for you. But because there's no way to know how to who is actually underage, they're really targeting creators that target underage kids, and that'll include like PewDiePie, gaming channels in general, and things of that nature. So really, it's going to be a huge detriment to any channel that has spent their entire time catering to the younger audience. Your grandson? Oh, I see. Your grandson's home. No problem there, Kumanina. You have yourself a good one, okay? It's not going to demonetize them. It's just going to make it to where they don't have selective advertising, which means it's going to be less expensive and not to a target audience. So YouTube is definitely freaking out. They keep every time they do something new, it's worse than the last thing they did. I think that if anybody else noticed, YouTube has had a huge influx in advertising, right? Is now, I remember when we had to go through one ad per video. Now it's 2, and pretty soon it's probably going to be 3 and 4. So yep, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, see, I don't know. There's always a way around it, really. But there's Gab, there's Minds, there's Twitch, there's those three at least that I know of. I know that Gab and Minds is a rising platform, so they're not going to be the same. Twitch requires a subscription, like a paid subscription, for you to get any money, and it's just, we need more options. You know, YouTube is just nothing but SJW nonsense, and we just have to have some options. Huh. Okay, I think I see. Sorry, the cuts take there for a second. Damn! Now it makes me curious about mine now. It's not gonna be anywhere near that much. It's alright.
Let's see if I can do this left-handed. There we go.
Alright, so. Come on, don't tell me. Yellow. Sure, you know, I came in to let you know, but you were asleep or something. good. Just let me know. No, it was just one of those turn in your application and we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Alright, yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Alright, bye-bye. All I know is I just don't want to go back to labor. I've done enough of that in my lifetime. Huh. What is wrong with this? Alright, so. Ugh. Alright, Brian. Yeah, take it easy, man. I'm just gonna be chilling here, working on this for a little bit. And if that's the case, I'm also going to go mute and go mute until someone says something. What's up, man? Did I watch the video? Oh, I'm afraid not. I didn't see any link. You'll have to send a link. Oh, yeah? What's up, Curbster? Excuse me. Yeah, I really like this YouTube music that I got. I'm gonna have to make that video for that bowl. Add more music. So this is what we're working on right now. Trying to make the abdomen piece. Is that really all it looks, huh? Holy crap, what's going on here? Much better. Why is this so awkward? Let's try that. That looks a little better. Jeez. Hawkwind, awesome. Lost Highway, how's it going, man? Oh, that's okay. I understand. It's quite all right. So let's all take a break and say, oh, good. Blah, 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 blah. Let me start over. Since it's going to be just a moment before I have to get off here, let's take a look at what we've got done so far in total. Let me just finish this real quick. Alright. Okay, so right now I'm trying to work on the abdomen here. So this is going to be, you know, not just plain like that. I'm going to have some stuff going on in the middle. At least that's the idea. I don't know why I did that, but we'll figure it out. Excuse me. Goodness. Oh. And let's take a look. Okay. So we got the headdress. Then we've got the right shoulder. Excuse me. We've got the right shoulder, then the left shoulder. Oh. What? That's hilarious. I'll have to fix that. There we go. Alright, so right here I've got the back. So this is gonna be here. And then the front. Shoulders. Excuse me. So that's what we've got done so far. And elastic straps is the idea behind the, you know, attaching them, that kind of thing. There we go. That's what's up. Yeah, Hawkwind's alright. I might have to replace that stone in the middle. It's really almost too big. We'll continue on this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the kind of thing you learn the hard lesson the hard way. Freedom isn't free. No, there's a hefty fucking fee. Ooh, bucko 5. Freedom costs a bucko 5.
I'll tell you what freedom is. I'll tell you what freedom is. Freedom is dying of dysentery in the middle of the woods. That's what freedom is. So I'll tell you what freedom isn't. Freedom isn't food in the grocery stores. Freedom isn't clean hospitals. Those things are not free. They require a cooperation between your fellow human beings. And cooperation and freedom are not the same thing. In fact, they're quite the opposite. So when people are always bitching and moaning about, oh, my freedom, oh, my rights, oh, my this, oh, my that, and I'm just like, yeah, well, you know what? You can go live in the woods if you want. That's freedom. You know, freedom is the decision. Freedom is your ability to have choice. And you choose to live in society amongst everyone else. You know? And if your freedom means the detriment to them, how is that free for them? Like my dad's got a neighbor right now who's renting out his house to somebody who's using his driveway and all the free parking spaces for guests and visitors. He's using those parking spaces to hold his clients' shit cars that need to be worked on. And they're spilling oil all over the place, and they're taking up spaces and shit like that or whatever. He's using his freedom, right? His freedom of not following the rules as a detriment for the rest of us in the neighborhood. Our neighborhood is gonna go down because of him. Because of his freedom, our neighborhood's gonna turn to shit. Or more of shit. You know? And he's sitting there bowing up to my other neighbors and shit like that. Like, you know, they're confronting him about his trash cans and his oil stains in his driveway and shit like that. And they just threaten them, you know? So, you know, I'm free, right? Like, I'm as free as it gets. I make my choices with the understanding that freedom is not free. You know, like, if I wanted to be absolutely free, you're damn right, I would go live in the woods. But I like toilets. I like food in grocery stores. I like clean hospitals. You know, like I think that is worth more than ultimate freedom, you know. But still, the freedom part is the choice part, you know. Essentially, none of us have a choice. We're all free. Regardless of how we feel or what decisions we make, we're still free to make those choices. Yeah. Yeah, I love the outdoors too. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. Yeah, yeah. And nothing ain't worth nothing. That's a good, yeah, that's a good way to put it. But it's free. That's a really good quote. Who is it? Chris Christopherson. Yeah, that's about right. Sorry, the screen's really far away. I'm having trouble reading it. Control plus. Oh, crap. I gotta go to the webpage first. Oh, I'm actually about to go soon, so. That's why I always say That's why I always say... Oh shit, now I forgot what I was gonna say. I say it a lot, but I can't remember what it is. Excuse me. Boom. Juanito. Excuse me. Oh, man. So he was a traveler? Yeah, I must have missed something. Me and Bobby McGee, Chris wrote it. Nice. Janis Joplin, that sounds familiar. Yeah, the one I was singing was Team America, fuck yeah. Only a woman is allowed to touch me there. All I ask is that you're a woman. Like stupid. The Highwayman. Let's make an oven sandwich. Excuse me. Man, I haven't had the ingredients for an awesome sandwich in freaking forever. Hopefully soon we'll have some money again. My brother and I, we've been trying to find jobs for the last week or so. And it's really been a struggle. He's gonna have a lot easier time finding one, but today he got 2 calls from 2 places saying, hey, we're ready to hire you. Even though today we just went and did like 3 hours worth of doing resumes at one spot. Oh, keep yawning. And that's like a $15 to $20 job, though. I just, you know, I'd rather do a waiting job. Oh, I just remember what I always say. I always say that, like right, you've got the freedom to do anything, right? You could be an astronaut, you could be the president, you could be, you know, a world-class surgeon, you know, you could be the most famous serial killer in existence. But whatever you do, you just be the best damn you can be at whatever you love. And if you love mass murdering people or stealing stuff or whatever, you just be the best darn mass murderer you can be. And just like that, you should, if you want to be the guy who catches mass murderers, well, you better be better than the best mass murderer out there. You know, it's not a very elegant way to put it, but it's essentially how I usually put it. Yeah, I don't listen to music. If I well, you know, I don't listen to music recreationally. Excuse me. Music causes too many feels. I don't necessarily like the feel. At least not feel other people's feelings. Kind of like I can't watch gay movies, right? Like Brokeback Mountain or whatever. I couldn't watch it more than once. You know, it's just there's just too damn many feels, and I can't stop thinking about it, and it hurts my heart, and it hurts my brain, and I can't think about anything other than the damn movie. You know, so I just avoid movies like that. I don't watch television for the exact same reason. I'm sitting there ready to go to bed, and all I can think about is what the fuck happened in Walking Dead, you know, and what's gonna happen next, and you know how horrible the situation was or how good the situation was. I don't like thinking about that crap. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. You know, or True Blood or whatever, or Rent. Oh my fucking god. You know, ever since I had HIV, right? That song gets in my brain all the time. Everyone has AIDS. 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 Like, AIDS. Wow, Gary, how do you do it? Well, I just think about the saddest, most horrible, traumatic part of my life. It's like my father, AIDS. My sister, AIDS. That shit's crazy. Literally the first day I found out, right? The first day I found out that I had HIV, my whole life has always been, not my whole life, excuse me, ever since I did my positivity training, the whole thing was, you gotta stay positive, right? So I just gotta stay positive. As soon as I became HIV positive, that shit became an instant joke, right? Where I was just like, I gotta stay positive. And then I was like, HIV positive. Oh my fucking god, that shit is hilarious. And if you can't joke about AIDS, what the fuck can you joke about, right? Like, if you can't joke about cancer or 9/11 or any, you know, anything like that, like the Holocaust shit, what the fuck are we gonna, we're doomed. We're fucking doomed, you know? It's like the LGBT community, right? They are tyrants, tyrannical. They cannot take a joke. They can't. They're willing to sit there and destroy anybody's life if they so dare make a joke about the LGBT, the T, the G, the L, any of that crap, you know? It's mostly the T. I swear the T is the worst. I think that if it wasn't for the T, we'd be so much further along. I think they should have just done it on their own and got their own mess, you know? It essentially treats everything else like a mental disorder too. And I don't mind being this way about it, guys, because that's what it is, right? When you got a straight pride parade getting attacked by gay people, by the LGBT community, right? When the whole thing is nothing to do with anti-gay, but the first thing that comes to their mind is, oh, straight pride, that must mean anti-gay. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So, you know, as of recently, I am making a stand. I am standing against the LGBT community. I'm gonna take that G back. It's mine. That's my G, right? I'm gonna give the L back to the lesbians, and the B's never gave a shit. But the T's are gonna have to take that T and just shove it right up their self-mutilated ass. You know? You have a good night? Oh, for sure, man. You take it easy, bro. Red Dead Redemption. Feed more lawmen to the gators than Red Dead. Hell yeah. Yeah, for real. It's an absolute joke. We can't even say men can't be women. Right? We can't even say that. And even then, they're like, oh, there's no gender. But what does a guy do when he thinks he's a girl? He wears a dress. He plays with Barbie dolls. He does his hair and makeup. If that's not a girl, right? They're like, we have to destroy the you know, we gotta give boys Barbies and girls trucks, you know. But as soon as a guy wants to be, or thinks he's a girl, oh, he has to wear a dress, has to be a girl, has to be dainty and frilly. Hang on just a second, guys. On RDR2? I guess I'm not. Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2? Hell yeah, bro. Dude, when I got Skyrim, that's all I did for like 2 weeks. I slept here in my chair with my controller in my hand and the game still going because I just completely play the whole time instead of you know, going and doing my regular stuff. I gotta go here in a second, but that's for sure. You know, I think that in combination with the Chappelle's recent stand-up and the Straight Pride Parade, I'm convinced that the LGBT community is a hate group. They hate straight people. They hate white straight people. They're every excuse they can come up with for everything else, you know. But when it comes to the tea, though, I will say, I couldn't give a shit what you do to your body. You want to chop your dick off? Fine. If you're a consenting adult, whatever. I couldn't give two shits about it, because I'm not sucking it anyway. But you keep that shit out of the schools, right? And it goes for the gay people, too. You keep your gay shit out of schools, because I can't trust a gay person to keep their agenda and shit out of children's minds. Because it's not normal to be gay, okay? It's not. And to say that it's normal to be gay is just completely ignoring reality. Because no, if it was normal to be gay, there'd be 50% gay people and 50% straight people. And that's just not the case. Yeah, for real, dude, I would play Skyrim still if it weren't for my PS3 being, you know, if it weren't for it not working on the PS3. I don't mean to go on that rant, guys, but I swear, I'm offended. How about that, right? I'm offended by the LGBT community hijacking the G, I'm offended by the T hijacking the G and the L, and then the B is just worthless. Who the fuck is B? Nobody's B. Fucking ridiculous. Like, they don't care. Whatever. They never had to fight for their rights. They never had to deal with religion destroying their lives and murdering them. No. Jesus fucking Christ. You know, and if the T had to, I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. You know. Anyway, I don't mean to go on a rant. Just saying, you know. I'm gonna take my G back. I'm gonna shove that T right up their fucking asses. Okay, alright. I gotta go. Love you guys. Sorry about the rant. North Sac and Lost Highway, Wamito. You guys are awesome.